Well, tonight, the New Patriotic Party's delegate system has been cited by party members as one of the major reasons for the party's poor showing in the 2024 general elections, labeling it as cancerous and a vote-buying machinery used to induce delegates of the party. Details as former President Adodankwa Akufo-Addo's leadership style has also been cited by party members as a key factor in the NPP's disappointing performance in the Ashanti region during the 2024 general election.
The leadership style of President Adodankwa, which people perceived as single-minded and intransigent. The perception that government was controlled by the family of President Akufo-Addo, the perception that the president single-handedly controlled the party.
We will walk you through the Osei Mensah Bonsu-led fact-finding committee and their recommendations that they make to the party on Top Story. Brought to you always by Telecel, connecting energies and holy insecticide spray and coil. Enjoy a holy sleep. Now, the leadership style of former President Nana Adodankwa Akufo-Addo, described in the party's fact-finding committee report as one that was marked by perceptions of rigidity, single-minded decision-making, a government dominated by family and friends, has been cited as a key factor in the NPP's disappointing performance in the Ashanti region during the last election. Now, the mode of selecting the party's presidential, parliamentary, national, and regional executives has also been blamed for the poor showing of the party in the Ashanti region. This revelation comes from the findings of the fact-finding report by a committee led by Osei Mensah Bonsu, a former majority leader of Parliament. My colleague Latif Idrisu joins me in studio with details of this particular report. Latif, let's start with former President Akufo-Addo and why the respondent of the party blame him for the party's defeat.
Yeah, so they partly blame the president, former president. And the findings from the research show that the government of Nana Adodankwa Akufo-Addo was perceived to be corrupt by 41% of the respondents. Cases they cited to buttress their perception included the National Cathedral project, Cecilia Dapa's case, and with Cecilia Dapa, you remember the stash of cars that was found at her residence, illegal gold mining, popularly known as Galamsey, missing excavators, COVID-19 vaccine supplies at the Ministry of Health, the PDS, a Japan deal, American contract extension, sale of employment and scholarship slots to party people and ordinary Ghanaian, the National Ambulance Maintenance contract unraveled by Okujetu Ablakwa, etc. They revealed that this was a great source of apathy for the party and affected its electoral fortunes in the 2024 general elections, as party members felt that they had toiled for the victory of the party only for the spoils of war to be shared among a small group of family and percent in the presidential primaries of 2015.
So if he has stood again, they may probably not be voting for him. But does the selection of the party's candidate for various positions also come up in research?
Yeah, the narrative of the respondents indicates the current party regulations require a bottom-up approach where 5 polling station executives members are expected to be elected from their polling stations. However, these people are often handpicked at the polling stations. Under the same regulations, these polling station executives are also supposed to vote to elect the electoral area coordinators. But again, these coordinators are often handpicked. The polling station executives and the electoral area coordinators subsequently vote to elect a 10-member constituency executive committee. The 7 additional members needed to make up the 17-member constituency executives are selected through the collaboration between the elected constituency executives and the member of parliament in constituencies where the party has sitting MPs. They further revealed that over the years, this system has proven to be cancerous in several respects and is breeding perpetual conflict, apathy, corruption, and dissent among the rank and file of the party. PP supporters and sympathizers and the generality of we decides, mobile phones, clothes, and many others are used to induce voters. Essentially, Kojo, that's what the report covers. And we also have to state that this is a report that is coming from the Ashanti region wing of the New Patriotic Party. National Council has also set up a similar committee to investigate and unravel why the party lost the presidential elections. And so the party is hoping that once that report itself is ready, they will put it side by side with this one coming from the Ashanti region and do a proper diagnosis of why the party lost it.
Join news sources, the issue about the selection of polling station executives leading up to the parliamentary election will be looked at again, because the grassroots is calling for a change in that particular method. So we should expect that by the end of the day, the party will bring up a new way of doing things. What certainly our sources are picking up, but Papani actually has witnessed these internal election of the party before. The delegates are talking about some money making machinery where they distribute money and co. Papa, you've covered one of such constituencies, I remember, prior to the 2024 election. What did you find?
So in one of the cases, when I went there in the morning, 3 tents, and each belonging to one of the there were 4 candidates that day. 3 tents belonging to 3 of the candidates, and under every single one of them there was breakfast. This is in the morning. Everybody's doing breakfast for all the delegates that had come to vote a parliamentary candidate. Getting into the afternoon, the setup changed from eggs and bread, from tea and the likes, to fufu, rice, soup, list whatever you want to eat your lunch, and it was available. It was given to every single body who went to any tents to eat at all. That was just the beginning of the whole thing. Now getting to the ending of the voting process, you had people holding white envelopes all around. These were envelopes that are available from morning, but around evening, now everybody had theirs. Now you could see everybody branding theirs. Some of them were branded, and some of them we saw the contents. We saw that some people thousands in each envelope, and we're talking about a lot of delegates that are here, and this is
inducement. So it was a systemic failure. The system was so bad that obviously contestant has to pay money to delegates. And it went through from beginning of the constituency elections to regional elections and of course national elections. Monetization was key in all those selection processes. And the situation with the parliamentary selection was not any different. So it was a systemic failure, systemic problem that afflicted the MPP. And indeed, much as the candidates were complaining, interestingly and surprisingly, the delegates themselves, even having collected money from all candidates, were still complaining. And indeed, most people who complained were the followers who were not delegates, because they got so angry with what delegates were taking as against them not taking anything. And in any case, most of the delegates didn't have to do anything apart from taking the money. Because when you go through the election, you don't find the delegates also campaigning even for the party.
Okay.
So it was a complex, wasted effort of paying money to delegates for them to go and sleep in the money. The money only influenced the selection, but never influenced them to go and do campaign to mobilize voters for the party. So it was a very useless exercise.
Okay. Let me bring in your leader in the House, Oseche Mensah Bonsu. He is joining us on the line. I'm grateful to you, sir, for joining. Now, one of the major issues from this research and the team that you chaired has to do with the choosing of party leadership right from the polling station level. Would you subscribe to people who say there must be an overhaul of the delegate system and rather vote for an all-inclusive electoral college for the election of PCs and flag bearers?
Thank you very much for having me. Party officers. I'm talking about card-bearing party officers. And they went out and it's unfortunate that we've gotten to this extent. When this delegate system started, people paid some stipends to the participants. Initially, when we started, they were even just serving them food. It came to substituting that with the provision of TNT to those of them who assembled at one place to cast their votes. And it was near transport fares that were paid. Today, it's escalated into something else. And we all know the outcome of it. So people are saying that let's go further downstream. Some of the university professors that we met also came with some other suggestion. That look,
this whole thing is about delegate. And a delegate does not bear his own voice. He carries the voice and the thinking of the people that he represents. For instance, I'm a member of parliament. I go to represent Ghana's parliament outside Ghana. There is a forum where Ghana's parliament has to vote. I don't represent myself. The issues before we leave, we take positions on them. And if, say, we have to vote, then led by our speaker would say that on this matter, Ghana votes, maybe if we have about 15 votes, Ghana will vote maybe 12 for this item. The next one, maybe 2, and the other one goes to maybe a third option. That's how we do it. So the university professors were saying that, look, at International Forum, this is how it's done. So if maybe we want to really keep to the delegate system as it is now, then the constituencies must meet and take positions, and the delegates will then bear the decisions of the constituency, in which case they will not be representing themselves, but they will be representing the constituency positions.
But
there are various options that are open to us.
But
the important thing is that people think that what we are doing now, the status quo, is not serving the interests of. It's causing divisions, it's causing polarization, and people are taking undue advantage, and turning the party structures into a money-making machine, which is not good for the image of the party.
But if people have become accustomed to the money taking, or they've been accustomed to it, is expanding it the solution? Wouldn't we just be expanding or increasing the amount that a candidate will be spending by increasing the number of or she
shouldn't be.
a similar report in 2021, but nothing really changed. What is the assurance that this report will make any impact on the party going forward?
The 2021 report, if we had availed it to the party, maybe things would not have been the way they turned out. I was the majority leader in 2021. I submitted a request on behalf of the parliamentary group that we needed be served copies of it. I was never served a copy of the report. It is paradoxical that after the Ashanti report came out, the report that was done in 2021 now finds itself in the social media. And the happy news is that a lot of the proposals contained in that report are found expression in report that have come from Ashanti now. Fancy the situation that this had been made public and the party had taken a position on them as to how to go forward. Curing the mischief that had been identified at the time. I believe the story perhaps would have been different from what has happened now. Let's not even forget, in 2021, the party set up 2 committees. There was one that was purely party. That is the report that we are even talking about. There's another body made up of professionals that conducted a study into the not too good performance that, the party talked in the 2020 elections. That report I'm not too sure that anybody even has it. The combined effect of those two reports plus what is coming out now should, reposition this party. It will help us to restructure and reform the party in our quest to recapture power in 2028.
Now you've been
let's come with a clean conscience and a clean heart to this. There may be difficult decisions that we have to take as a party, but I'm not too sure that the party have to shy away from it. We need to be strong in repositioning the party. Even if there are difficult choices, difficult decisions, we must come to the table with that.
Difficult choices like?
Or reforming the party as you are talking about. We are just talking about the delegate system. We are talking about the process of choosing even party. I keep referring to the imperatives of Article 55 plus 9 of the National Constitution, which provides that the national executive, a political party, shall be chosen from all the regions of Ghana. The election that we conduct in choosing our national officers, how do we achieve that result? The language in the Constitution is as I indicated, that the national executive of the political party shall be chosen. The language is not shall be elected, shall be chosen. Of course, election is one means of choosing people. That's not the only means. I think that as a party, if we brainstorm on this, perhaps we can even come to some determination that, okay, let's build consensus on this so that we can have, at the national level, to give a real national character to our party. Maybe the chairman should come from region A, the first vice from region B, second vice from region C, third vice from this secretary, the general secretary from this region, deputy general secretary, the organizer, deputy organizer, the national women organizer, the youth organizers. We could, with goodwill on all sides, we could even do this. But again, as obtained in the established democracies, Donald Trump was made the candidate for the Republican Party, and the third day he came and chose his own national chairman. The parties there in the established democracies, they have central administration made up of professionals. The person is chosen as the leader. He then chooses, after his own choice, he then chooses his chairman, he brings the chairman, he brings his fundraisers, and he brings his organizers. If he wins and he wants to maintain them, fair and fine. If he doesn't, then stock is taken and they hand over to the central administration. So the options are there for us. But let's discuss it as a party, determine the best way forward for us.
Okay, but in 30 seconds, you've been a member of parliament for quite a long time. What we've been talking about are suggestions by the people you interviewed. What will be your own proposal as to how you can cure how a parliamentary candidate is chosen?
I believe that if you have been listening to me all these years, as the leader of the party, as minority leader, as majority leader, at our annual conferences, I've stated my position. My position is known. But whenever you've spoken, people have said, oh, this man wants to protect the MPs and so on. People must grow the party. For instance, now that we are in opposition, the strength of the party will be on the shoulders of the parliamentary group. You will have, very seasoned politicians in parliament that you go and cultivate who will be able to withstand the bumps in parliament. You'll be joking. And you'll not be growing your party in parliament. You'll not be helping parliamentary democracy. You'll not be helping Ghana to really grow our democracy. So they are for us. They are for us to make a determination on. That's what I'm saying. It cannot be an imposition from anybody. Throughout, whenever I've spoken about this, some people in high places have disagreed with me. But today, a lot of people in high places are citing the issues that have been raising all this while. And we should find congruence on these topics. So let's see how the party comes around for all of us to make the appropriate determination and move the party forward. Say that Tetu School certainly end up for the party reaping the same harvest.
Okay.
It will be good for us.
I'm grateful to you for joining us here. We had on the line Oseche Mensah Bonsu, who is a former majority leader of the House, and also Andy Apia Kubi, who is a former MP for Asante Achim North. So before I let you go, I want to take from you your proposal as well as to how you can cure all of these things. Oseche Mensah Bonsu is suggesting that, look, when it comes to the national executives, you could come to a consensus and appoint, say, from the chairman should come from this region, the vice should come from another region, and what have you. Do you agree to that?
Well, I agree to that form of selection. Consensus building is always the best. So if we agree that we appoint members of the committee from different regions, I'm sure that mischief will be cured. There is also the tendency that if we resort to voting at all times, there is a possibility of most members of the executive committee coming from, say, one region. And that will defeat the purpose of the regional representation. So, yes, I agree with him that for the National Executive Committee, if we can select from various regions so that it will be national in character, I agree with you. But in the case of parliamentary candidates, you see, it will be difficult to make consensus in the selection of a parliamentary candidate. So I would suggest a two-tier approach to the selection. Let every card-bearing member of the party in the constituency be eligible to vote. But we will put a ceiling on the number of delegates who will be pre-qualified to vote. Everybody votes at the first instance, and there is balloting, so that when everybody comes to do the balloting, you pick a yes card, and then you proceed to go and vote. You pick a no card, then you abstain. This way, you will not be able to determine who are the delegates going to vote, for you to be able to influence such delegates with materialism. So the problem with the selection is the way we influence the delegates with materialism, so that they don't vote as per the competence of the person and the suitability of that person.
All right.
We should not be able to identify the delegates who will vote for the candidate.
Okay. Andy Apia Kubi is MP for Asante Achim North. The top story brought to you by Telecel Connecting Energies, Holy Insecticide Spray and Coil. Enjoy holy sleep. Up next.
internet, we deliver the
pay them directly to the merchant number for any people out with telecell card for free. If your people for the your minutes smile. Anytime you go carry telecell cash, send them money.
Telecell, connecting energies.
Where do your hopes and dreams take flight? The money you've earned, the future shining bright. At Petra, we're not just here for your retirement plan. We are here for the life you've imagined and then some. From your child's education to your dream home's door, we'll help you achieve what you're striving for. Petra is here, steady and strong. Your wealth in safe hands, where it belongs. With investments that grow at rates that compete, we build your future with every heartbeat. That's Petra, your partner. Come joy or strife, guiding you toward the dreams that define your life. For your pensions, investments, loans, and more, visit our website at petraonline.com or call 0242 435037. Petra, achieve more.
Couldn't sleep at night. Mosquitoes will be whining my ears, bugging me all night long. Till I got a remedy. Now I'll be spraying them away with holy insecticide spray. I will spray them away with holy insecticide spray. When I sleep, make that namaga with holy insecticide spray.
Holy mosquito coil, holy multi-purpose insecticide spray. Dana Kron Kron. For bulk purchase, call 0302 681582. This advert is FDA approved.
You're welcome back. Let's begin from the vetting of the Deputy Ministers designate, where the minority on the Appointments Committee has rejected the nomination of Justice Srimsai as Deputy Attorney General and
And I do not think that if you start by is overruled. The man is talking about a dance that we all don't know until today. If anybody had asked me in the Volta region, as part of our culture, what are the dances, I would have said Agbaja and Bobobo. Today, he is enlightening me and others. And I'm saying that he should demonstrate it just in some 30 seconds. And you saying that, you know, you are disallowing the question.
Honorable Minority Leader, I take offense from the fact that you are saying I'm being whimsical and capricious. So I will urge upon you to withdraw those words used on me.
Chairman,
I still stand by overruling the question that you are not going to demonstrate any dance.
You were whimsical and capricious in the way you overruled my question. I will not withdraw.
You would not demonstrate any dance. This is not a demonstration forum. This is appointment committee. So I insist that you withdraw the word that I'm being whimsical and capricious.
Chairman, I will not withdraw. I'm sorry. I will not withdraw. You rudely overruled me. I will not withdraw.
I would again ask that you withdraw the word rudely.
Chairman, one more time, I will not withdraw. I'm sorry.
Will you withdraw?
Chairman, I'm sorry, I will not withdraw.
Well, to demonstrate to you that I am the chairman for this particular vetting committee, that may be your last question. I will proceed to acknowledge the presence of the following guests.
Well, that was a very tense exchange between Bernard Ahiafo and Alexander Afenyo-Markin. But James, we know that Srimsai was not the only person who was vetted today. After his abrupt end of the vetting, the next nominee who was supposed to take his seat was delayed a bit. Do we know why?
Yes, so after all of this and the position of the chairman, when he introduced the next nominee to take his seat, the minority asked for some 10 minutes to go into a caucus meeting. And so after that 10 minutes, the proceeding had to be halted to wait for them. After 10 minutes, when they returned, it was then that Alexander Afenyo-Markin, the leader of the minority and the ranking member, came out with the announcement that they are rejecting the nomination of Justice Srimsai. They will not be part of any approval process, and that if the minority goes ahead to approve him, that is solely their duty, and also registers that will raise the issue on the floor of Parliament when the President comes tomorrow and take a further action if the chairman of the committee keeps the quota that he described as being overly interjecting in the vetting process.
Found that I refused to withdraw my dissatisfaction of your ruling by using the word that you acted whimsical and capricious. I again added that you rudely made those expressions. We do not think that in the spirits of cooperation, you should put up such a posture. Chairman, the caucus has observed that in this afternoon's proceedings, Honorable Ahmed Jerry Shaib was the first to experience an unfair treatment at your hand. When it got to me, the leader of the caucus, there were all manner of interruption, including an interruption by the Attorney General himself, of which you curiously said you never heard. Again, the majority chief whip came in interrupting, though not into the mic. It was aimed at obstructing the smooth process of my vetting of the nominee. Eventually, you allowed him to ask a so-called follow-up question. Chairman, we've long assured the majority of our cooperation, but not when such a posture is coming from the chair. We would respect you, but where you are acting in excess of discretion, we would express it. We've had a smooth vetting since Monday in an atmosphere of mutual respect, in a very humorous atmosphere, and all nominees that appeared before us on those 2 days, Monday and Tuesday, we approved them by consensus. Without more, let me conclude as follows. One, the minority caucus hereby rejects the nomination of the Deputy Attorney General, and that the decision of it would be solely yours as a majority caucus.
That's the ranking member on the appointment committee, Alexander Fenyo Market. James, when he made this comment that because of that they are rejecting the appointment of Justice Sremsai as the Deputy Minister for the Deputy Attorney General, how did the chairman, Bernard Ahiafo, respond to this?
He took a strong exception to this. Remember, right after this announcement, when the chairman decided to also address the issue, his part of the issue, the minority took their documents and walked out of the proceedings. So they've not been part of the last 2 vetting process that's been happening. The chairman took exception to this, warning that he has been benevolent. If not, he would have cited the ranking member for contempt due to the utterances he made.
Honorable Jerry Ahmed was to ask 3 questions, and indeed he has asked the 3 questions. Honorable members, I take a great exception to the minority leader saying I am quizzical, capricious, and I rudely interrupted. As a chairman of the committee, I'm entitled to overrule a question. When you want to convert the appointment committee, and for that matter, the vetting room into a dancing floor, I think the just thing for me to do is overrule that particular question. In Parliament, anytime unparliamentary language is used by our rules, you will be requested to withdraw and sometimes apologize. When you refuse to do so, he is even lucky that I have not even cited him for contempt. Honorable members, let's make progress.
That's the chairman of the appointments committee, Bernard Ahiafo there. Let's stay in Parliament and speak to a member of the committee, Jerry Ahmed Shaib. Jerry, thank you very much for your time this evening. Since this news came out, there's been divided opinion, especially by Ghanaians. Some are saying that you're not being fair, that somebody should demonstrate how they can dance to a traditional dance, and because they are not able to do that, you are not going to accept their nomination. Why?
Oh, good evening, and thank you very much, and good evening to your listeners. I understand that we are in a state or a society where we have very divergent views, so people obviously will take various positions when there are such issues that come up. For clarity, the minority leader had the opportunity of vetting the Deputy Attorney General nominee. He was doing that with all the seriousness that he deserves. sometimes what we need people to understand is that we also want the nominees to home and feel that it is not as if anybody is. If the minority leader requested that, you culturally stated that there are more than two types of dances. One is Agbaja, one is Bobo, and one is Lipe, or whatever the name is. I would need you to demonstrate what that means. I mean, even if it was for the chairman to interject or to rule on it, sometimes they are colleagues, we are friends. It's not like one is in the university and is a vice chancellor and the other is a student. First of all, there's the need for us all to appreciate that when some of these things are live on TV, let the people even understand that you don't also want to embarrass anyone. So he could have said to him, I do not think that you should proceed in this